Hello, dear students. You're welcome to my lesson on reading with Zaida Ishinbayeva. Let's start. So, what are the aims of today's lesson? You will learn how to find the main idea of the text, where to find specific information, and how to deal with the details of the text. And finally, you will learn how to prepare your project work. So we've got 4 aims today. Let's begin. The first task, I want you to listen to the fragment of the famous Kyrgyz movie and guess which film it is.
Sabır kılmadan. Abdülbek.
Алайская царица, так называемая Алайская царица.
Илгертен кыргыз качан төшөктө жатып өлчүн. Кыргыз уулу үчүн найзанын учунда, кылычты мизинде өлгөндөн артыгы эмне бар эле?
Мен кай жерде жүрбөйм. Жүрөгүм дайым ушул тоолордун арасында.
Сарбаздарыңды капчыгайда зайбы өзү да астап коюп турган.
Атың ким, чырагым?
Атым Kurmanzhan.
Okay, as you have noticed at the end of the trailer, so she actually named herself. And yes, so today we are going to talk about Kurmanzhan Datka.
Илгертен кыргыз качан төшөктө жатып өлчүн. Кыргыз уулу үчүн найзанын учунда, кылычты мизинде өлгөндөн артыгы эмне бар эле?
Мен кай жерде жүрбөйм. Жүрөгүм дайым ушул тоолордун арасында.
Сарбаздарыңды капчыгайда зайбы өзү да астап коюп турган.
Атың ким, чырагым?
Атым Kurmanzhan.
I think she's one of the leading and famous people in our history, and I decided to focus your attention on the film which actually was shown several years ago and was nominated in European famous festivals. And I think we need to be proud that we have such history and such outstanding people. So, on the screen, my dear students, you see the photos and pictures of some people. I want you to think about Kurmanzhan Datka and the relationship between her and those people. Who are they? So on the first picture, you see her picture at the old age. Who is that young man on the right picture? Who is that man on the bottom left corner? And who is another man on the right bottom corner? I want you now to think about and tell me what are their names and who are they? And what's their relationship to Kurmanzhan Datka? If you don't know, we're going to learn in the reading passage in few minutes. Don't worry. So before we read the text and find out about those people, I want you to think about those 5 questions. When you will be reading the passage, I want you to find the answers to those questions. Who the film is directed by? What does director want to explore through the story? What was her husband's dream? So one of the men on the previous picture is her husband. What was the name of Russian general who admires Kurmanzhan Datka? Who was starring, playing the main role, as an old and young Kurmanzhan? So we've got, let's say, 60 seconds and find the answers. Let's go. So the answers are the following. Of course, I'm sure you found the answers. Now let's check together. So who directed the film? Our famous director, Sadık Şerniyaz. As you know, it's not just the only film he was shooting. There are other different films. And I think you can search in the internet and find. What does director want to explore through the story? He wanted to show love, loyalty, courage, and nationality, and how the characters and their relationships are so important at that 19th century time. What was her husband's dream? Alınbek Datka, her husband's name, actually, he was dreaming about unity. He wanted to unite all the local tribes. I guess we had 40 tribes to form a stronger and more powerful army. What was the name of Russian general who admired Kurmanzhan Datka? His name was General Skobelev, and Skobelev, he liked the certain features in Kurmanzhan Datka, that she sacrificed her son to protect her land, her bravery, her wisdom, and so many others. Who was playing an old and young Kurmanzhan? Elina Abay plays the role of a young Kurmanzhan. Actually, I think she becomes very famous and popular after this film. Nazira Mambetova takes over the role of Kurmanzhan when she was a middle-aged woman, where she was leading all Kyrgyz people from Alay against the Russians. Now, my dear friends, I want you to develop your reading skills again. There are several sentences, facts about this interesting text of Kurmanzhan Datka. I want you to read the text again and find the answers. Are these statements true or false? Let's go. So the statements are the following. Number 1. The film is set in Kyrgyzstan in the 18th century. The film's writers show the theme of marriage and its difficulties. Russian General Skobelev admires Kurmanzhan. Elina Abay plays the role of old Kurmanzhan. Nazira Mambetova takes over the role of Kurmanzhan when she is middle-aged and leading her people against the Russians. I want you to take notes of these questions or take a picture. So while you are reading, just remember those statements. You have a minute to go through the story and find the answers. Now let's look at the answers. The film is set in Kyrgyzstan in the 18th century. It's false. As you remember, the film is set in the 19th century. The writers wanted to show the theme of marriage and its difficulties. At the beginning of the film, we actually see that Kurmanzhan had faced some difficulties with her first marriage. But the main point of the film is not about the marriage. It's about love, respect, loyalty, patriotism, and wisdom of one greatest woman who actually saved the nation. Russian General Skobelev admires Kurmanzhan. He admired her because she was so wise and she actually was flexible. I guess she was a very clever woman because she thought about the future of her nation and she didn't want to struggle with Russians and just to deliver her husband's dream to unite and have Kurultai in order to protect her nation and unite all the 40 tribes. Elina Abaygızy plays the role of old Kurmanzhan. It's false. She plays a role of a young Kurmanzhan. Nazira Mambetova takes over the role of Kurmanzhan when she was a middle-aged woman, where she was actually leading her people against the Russians, and the most difficult period when she tried to save her tribe and the whole nation. And now, my dear friends, I want you to think about the project you will prepare within the whole week probably. It would be great if you try to show your own example of a favorite movie. What I want you to do, I want you to think about your favorite film, first of all. Number two, I want you to search about this film. Who are the main characters? Who is the director? What is the soundtrack? What is the set, place, and time? As soon as you are ready, you will prepare your project. You can write in the first paragraph the set, place, and time, about the director, and about the main characters. In the second paragraph, you can describe a short summary, the plot of the story. And in the last paragraph, you can write why do you recommend this film to see. Maybe it has special effects. Maybe it's got a wonderful soundtrack, or it has interesting plot. What is it? Why do we need to watch this film? As soon as you prepare, let's say, writing 200 or 250 words, please share with your classmates. So we've got project checklist as a reminder. Please take a photo. It will help you to prepare your project. I gave you a recommendation how to do the project, and if you want, you can follow our books sample for the project. As a Queen of the Mountains, you can write the plot summary, characters and themes, and the main heroes, as you wish. Thank you very much for your active participation. See you next time.